Hello and welcome to Biohacking Menopause. I'm Zora Benhamou, and I am going to be your menopause coach for today. It's just really 10 minutes. It's going to be super quick, and you're going to have a lot more clarity on what is biohacking menopause, anyways, and how you can approach menopause with a biohacker mentality. And there are so many other free resources on the Hack My Age website. If you found this one, you're probably going to go find all the others. So really don't forget to browse around, download all the things that you need. And hang on until the end of this recording because I will have a lot more details about other cool stuff that we have in store for you. So let's get started. What is biohacking, anyways? I'm sure you may have heard in the news, what's his name? Brian Johnson, who made headlines saying he spent $2 million on biohacking his body. You do not need to spend $2 million to biohack your body. You can do most things for free. Okay. Yes, we love the gadgets and all these tests and all that stuff, but honestly, you don't really need to do that. Biohacking means bio means biology, your body, and hack means a strategy or some kind of technique to manage your time and your activity more efficiently. Okay, we're trying to make an internal change in our biology through usually external factors. Okay, we can do internal things as well. But a biohacker is somebody who's this biohacking community, usually refers to biohackers. And these are people who experiment with their own biology to improve or to optimize their health and their condition. So another way to say biohacking, which is so much easier to understand, is called health optimization, right? And we say that optimizing, we want optimal levels of things because normal or average is just not good enough. Okay, if you're less than average, less than normal, it's even worse. So for example, biohacker would go into the doctor with their blood work. The doctor says, hey, your blood work is fine. You're in the average range, you're the normal range, but you may still feel pretty bad. You know internally something's not right. And you're a little disappointed when you hear that you're average or normal. One, not only because you still feel bad, but two, because blood work ranges or urine ranges or all these tests are very often the average of the population. And so we know that the average American, let's say, if they're in that part of the world, the average American is sick, especially after you get to over the age of 50, you got one or two diseases. And this is diabetes or heart disease or arthritis or something, right? Look at me, I'm 53 and I've got osteoarthritis. It sounds like I'm 70-year-old. Even a part of me says, I don't know if I got the right diagnosis, but really it's kind of scary. So we don't want average normal. We want to optimize things. We want to find a doctor that doesn't use the normal ranges. We use optimal ranges because that's when you're going to start feeling really good. And a biohacker is someone who takes responsibility for their health. We don't just go to the doctor and say, okay, whatever, give me the pill and I'll be fine. If you're fine, that's great. But so often it doesn't help. And maybe some medicine has some side effects. So then you have to take another medication for that side effect and another medication. This is called polypharmacy, and it gets worse as we age. So if you're cool with that, no problem. But if you're not, then you may want to put on your biohacker hat and try to find other ways. And that's why sometimes we get let down by the medical system. Not always. I mean, so often it's miracles what happens. I mean, we're living longer thanks to modern technology and medicine, but are we living better? And are we living and thriving well through these years? And maybe we are, and maybe we're not. And so that's why some people jump from alternative therapy to alternative therapy and try to search and hunt because we're not getting what we need from traditional medicine. And again, that's if it works, I mean, fabulous. But I'm talking about the times that it's not working. And that's when we need to experiment with our own bodies, our own biology. And what a biohacker does is experiment with different ingredients, different techniques, different protocols, different strategies. We understand that bioindividuality rules. That means we're all individual, we're all different. We know that one size doesn't fit all. So, for example, we love to look at the research. We learn how to study and understand a study and the research and try to extrapolate things and say, does it apply to us or not? And maybe it does, or maybe it doesn't. We don't really know because there's billions of studies out there, and we can find studies supporting an argument and one that doesn't support an argument. So even if you did find most of the research shows that sauna use 5 times a day, 5 times a week, sorry, 5 times a week for 20 minutes each time can extend your lifespan by 5 to 7 years, I don't know, or reduce anxiety or stress, whatever it is that you find. And if that study is done on 250-year-old Finnishman, and you are a 42-year-old Asian woman living in Hong Kong, does this apply to you? Don't know. Maybe, maybe not. And so biohacking is all about that N of one experiment. Okay, your body is a laboratory and you are the scientist trying to figure this out. And N of one means N equals one. So when you're reading a research paper, they often would say N of 120 or N of 5,000. And that means there's 5,000 people in that experiment that they're looking at. But the only person who matters in this experiment is you. And that's why you're doing an N of one experiment. And you have to understand sometimes things go great, and sometimes they don't go so great. So you got to be prepared for that. And a biohacker is a little different than, say, a health enthusiast, because we test, we measure, and we assess our experiments to find out what works for us and what doesn't. And of course, if you're dealing with anything that needs a doctor, you're hopefully in communication with your doctor as well, informing them. But when we test and measure and assess, very often people think, oh, biohackers are all about those gadgets, those Aura rings and the biostraps and those CGM monitors, all this stuff. And yes, we do love these things, but they're not necessary. They're just helping us, guide us a little bit and giving us some more data. But a piece of paper and a pen is pretty good too, to assess certain things and then to measure and decide if this is going to work for you or not. If you have a menopause symptom and you can rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 for your night sweat, keep logging it with your experiment and find out that it's gone from a 9 to a 3 or in terms of frequency or intensity. Well, that's your biohacker in you. That's what you're doing. It's just a piece of paper and a pen. So really biohacking is just about a personalized approach. It's addressing your menopause symptoms when we're biohacking menopause by leveraging some of the scientific knowledge that we have, the technology that we can use if we want, and then certain lifestyle modifications. And it's really a proactive approach. It's individualized, and it empowers us to just take control of our own menopausal journey, because we need our doctors. We need them to, say, prescribe hormone therapy if that's where you're going, but we're not in touch with our doctor every single day, right? And doctors, if you're paying out of pocket, they're super expensive and you're not going to be able to go more than once or twice a year. And if not, you may be on Social Security, or you may be in a socialized medicine, and you got to wait weeks, months, maybe years for an appointment. You don't have time for that. So what you want to do, obviously, is hopefully keep in touch, have a good relationship with your doctor, and be able to communicate certain things about your menopause symptoms. But you also, it would help to also take control of certain things and just not wait and go, oh my God, this is not working. It's not working. And now I have to wait another couple months or a year for my appointment. It's not going to fly. And menopause, these symptoms, this perimenopause to menopause transition, on average is about 5 years, and it can last up to 10. I've even heard of women in their 70s still struggling with symptoms. So you don't want to wait that long. So unleash that biohacker in you, biohack your menopause experience, listen to the podcasts, listen to our guests, join our Facebook group, Biohacking Menopause, or join the membership program, Biohacking Menopause and Mighty Networks. We've got so many resources on the hackmyage.com website. There's menopause resources of books and websites and podcasts and things that you can download for free. There's also the programs. If you have a certain symptom you want to attack, whether it's fatigue or hot flashes, you can download those programs. There's some that are so affordable. And then there's others that we do together as a group, meeting each week. So take a look at that. And I hope this has been helpful. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.